Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about Macron. And I'm only going to mention his name once. I just did. We're going to refer him to Mr. France because YouTube doesn't like it when we talk about certain political figures. Yeah. So, Mr. France, on the day that he came to the United States to meet with Zelensky, Trump, and some other world leaders from Europe, man, if you could have just read the room, did you see his body language when he was watching Zelensky and Trump interacting around the table? It was very, didn't get good vibes off of it at all. It almost felt like he was scalding Zelensky in some way. That's just my feeling. Anyways, I believe when this man left the meeting that took place August 18th, he felt isolated, okay? Worried that Germany and Eastern Europe will align more with Trump's agenda than his own. Now, it's strange because I wrote this out 2 days ago. And now we're learning, which is something that I had said a while back, that Nord Stream, there'd be some arrests made and that it would most likely be Ukrainian nationalists that are involved in that. And I said that like last year. Anyways, that's come to light. One man has been arrested in Italy regarding the Nord Stream pipeline explosion. And I think there's going to be more arrests made. But anyways, this could be why we're seeing Germany kind of back away from everything because of that. I don't know, but it just feels like he was disturbed by Trump and Zelensky's interactions not going the way he wants them to go, and that's what I'm feeling. There was another thing in Mr. France's mind as well that day on the 18th. That was, I was getting something with a document, and I have a report on France's internal vulnerabilities, meaning economic strain or even a terrorist threat. And I was getting something with a terrorist threat that possibly before he boarded Air France or whatever he flew on to come to the United States, he may have been given word that there's a high terrorist rate that day, right, for his country. So I don't know, but that's what I was getting. Now, when we look at France's mundane astrology chart, and I'm taking it back to 1958, Fifth Republic. Okay, that's how I look at France on the chart. It does show Neptune transitioning its 10th house of leadership. That brings in confusion, loss of prestige, blurred authority. And that's going on right now. Now, what is Mr. France's next move? Well, let's talk about that. His next move: retreat and assert. Right, here you go. He will appear cooperative at first, right? But privately, he will scheme to reassert France's independence. He's going to push for a separate European plan distinct from Trump. Now, I've been saying this and I'm going to say it again. He is going to be the ringleader in Europe when it comes to, in the next couple of years anyways, until he's out of office, regarding what happens with Europe and Ukraine, Russia. That's just my opinion, and that's what I'm feeling. Defensive diplomacy is another thing. Okay, so he's going to act as he's like a balancer, trying to be a mediator, but I was being shown his words will lack weight, just like this piece of paper right here. And other leaders can also sense his weakness as well. Now, international focus. Now, as soon as Mr. France left to return back to Paris, I feel like he was currently diving into domestic stability in some way. And it's like law and order moves. Law and order moves is what I get there. And speeches to reestablish his authority at home in France. Now, what would be France's trajectory? And this is going to be for the rest of 2025 into 2026. Protest and unrest. I was channeling that. Physically, on the streets, fire. And I know we've seen this before, but this is going to be a little different. Clashes in the streets, fighting. It's almost like I can see people with swords and shields, even though I know we're not in that time stance, but that's what it looked like. Just a lot of fighting, a lot of one-on-one, right? And also, these protests and these unrests could be due to a terrorist incident or someone from a different country who is falsely accused of something, or they lose their life. I don't know. It could be based around that, or which could fuel this. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I was getting something with that. Also, I was seeing the economy tightening, inflation spikes, energy stress, agricultural struggles. And with the agricultural thing, I was seeing farmers protesting against Macron. I'm sorry, leader of France. Yeah. France's role in NATO will be questioned. Some factions want distance from NATO dominance. So it's not just France that I see wanting to distance themselves, but maybe one or two, well, the UK possibly. Germany, I'm not sure. It's really weird. They are part of Europe and NATO, very much so, but I think there's going to be some changes in Germany. Yeah. They're having to foot the bill for the Nord Stream pipeline, and Schultz wasn't happy about it. Now let's get into a little bit of astrology into all this. 2026, Saturn in Aries squaring France's Pluto. This is bringing constitutional or governmental shakeups, leadership crisis, or even cabinet collapse. And I was seeing more of a cabinet collapse, to be honest, in 2026. Maybe in the early fall, late summer, early fall time period there. France could see polarization between far right, nationalism, and pro-EU globalists. And this is what the Saturn in Aries squaring France's Pluto is bringing in 2026, all right? Now, when I was doing some of the astrology, I was getting RV flashes as well, and I was seeing the French flag lowered at half-mast, okay? National tragedy is connected to this. And again, this feels to be in 2026, and it felt to be somewhat of political stance, a passing, death, or even some type of terrorist attack. But it shakes the public morals a lot in France. I see a lot of shaking going on, like, oh my God, this happened. Yeah, so that's what I was getting there. But now when we go back to where we are now, like right now, today, Mr. France has a lot of ego bruises, and he has this issue. It's weakened control. That's what he's feeling, and he doesn't like it, especially when it comes to Vladimir Putin, leader of Russia. I can see the leader of France walking alone at night. This was what I channeled. His coat collar folded or turned up, and he was feeling isolated from allies. Now, this feels to be a little later, not right now, but later for this. And again, I keep being shown farmers and unions blocking roads and ports due to agricultural. Now, that is coming in strongly. So yeah, another thing. Why does the leader of France have so much animosity and hate towards Russia besides what's going on in Ukraine? Well, a lot of these leaders have spent quite a bit of pastime lives together. Macron and Putin were together before sometime great empire. I don't know, but they were enemies before. And the problem is these leaders are not closing out their cycles. So they're going to eventually reincarnate again together. I think that they will probably most likely reincarnate again. I don't know that this cycle is going to be closed in this lifetime, but definitely in the next lifetime, I feel it'll be all be over. There will be no more repeats, right? So yeah, that's what I have for France. So if you're new to my channel, hit the like button, share, subscribe, cut on the notification bell, and I catch you all in the next one. Thanks for listening.